and gentlemen, my name is Michael Thurville, photojournalist and sociologist here at VEDA World News. I have a panel here, 3 people. It's been a long time since we had 3 distinct individuals here at VEDA World News at the same time. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Ma'am, starting with you.
Hi, I'm Preeti. I have a caring senior service. I provide elderly care in people who have chronic illness. We hire the caregivers, who works in healthcare industry, who are the expert taking care of the patients who has Alzheimer, dementia, cancer, and we provide the in-home services.
Understood. And you, sir?
Everyone call me Oz. We have the technology company called SoftTech Texas, and we provide the chip embedded products to people.
Okay.
Most of them the appless, and you just tap your phone and that magic happen and open something. We'll introduce more.
Okay, sir?
Hey everyone, my name is Rajesh Patel and I work with Dignity Memorial. I'm a pre-planning advisor, so I assist families with pre-planning for their funeral, cemetery, and cremation needs, especially at their toughest time. What we like to do is we like to make sure we take care of a lot of those tough decisions beforehand, so families don't have to deal with them when there's an at-need situation that occurs.
So as you can see, we have a very diverse panel right here, from tech to healthcare to, unfortunately, death. A lot of people don't want to address it, but it is one of those things that is going to happen sooner or later in life, and we can only advise people to prepare for such events. Ma'am, starting with home health care services, what got you into that particular field of work?
Healthcare was always close to my heart.
Okay.
Professionally, I'm an engineer, IT engineer.
Really?
Yeah. I worked in IT for 18 years, 10 years at Dell as a head of product management. I went to RISE. I completed my executive MBA. And talking about what brought me here, yes, as I said, healthcare was close to my heart. My family went here. My mom had been diagnosed with cancer advanced stage, and unfortunately, same month, my mother-in-law had been diagnosed with cancer advanced stage too.
Wow.
So we lost both the moms. My mother-in-law passed away last year. My mom didn't stay for more than a year. But and the time when they had been diagnosed, it was COVID. COVID second stage, which was Delta stage.
Wow.
We did our best traveling back and forth to India, overseas, providing everything what we could. If those times in the entire family, it used to be just us, flying alone and all. So what we couldn't really do, bring them here and provide the personal care. And personal care is so important. And that time, everybody getting panic, stress, not taking the right decision. And that's where, staying so far, India and US, I could, and my family, my husband, we could provide the service which they could not. My mom was surrounded with all my relatives, but nobody wanted to give her chemo. And the reason behind that, they were the first one in our family. We heard cancer first time in my family. So education is the key. And they were thinking, no, we don't want to give her a pain. And if somebody has been diagnosed with cancer at advanced stage, they are not going to survive.
Understood.
So, yeah, this is what brought me, there's much needed. People stressing it, a lot. Rather than we focusing so much what cannot be done, instead of focusing on there's so many things we can do.
Okay. You, sir, how did you get into the world of tech?
First of all, I got you, Mike. If we are in a good condition with the healthcare and everything, before we die, we should go with the technology.
Okay.
I see. All right.
Okay.
I have a media background. I used to work in TV station 10 years, and after then, I started my creative side as a creative director on the broadcast and branding companies, the agencies. So I was helping a lot with my creative side as a professional life to other companies when was working on their project. And I was always, okay, one day I'm going to start with my product. One day I'm going to create my product. One day I'll do something else. And during the COVID, I was traveling, my family, they live in Turkey. And after 10 days, they shut the door and I couldn't come back more than a year.
Wow.
I stuck over there. And one of my old friend, he told me that, hey, you'll be around here like a year, so let's do something together. We've been visiting his customers because he told me that, okay, you have a lot of creative side, so I know something will come up. And during the COVID, we've been visiting the people. Everyone was so scared. Okay, don't come close, stay over
Get a
there.
6 feet, 10
And
feet
yeah,
rule.
he was trying to give the business card to, the some of them friends, some of them customers. Very first time they met, and they said, "Hey, okay, just leave it there. We're gonna take a photo. We'll call you back or something." It was crazy time.
It was.
And just came up my mind, okay, maybe something touchless will be more valuable in the future because people getting kind of scared of touching the things. And so contactless, okay, the business card should be contactless. That's what I was thinking. Very first time we created the business card with the RFID, NFC cards, and the tap the phone and works perfectly. And I was like, okay, we found something. Let's get the patents. But unfortunately, that was unpatentable. They said, hey, that kind of cards, you have one card and you use them for a long time to open the door at the hotel or
Yeah.
the doctors and the security, like they use it. So you just change something and tap the phone, opens. I'm sorry, they cannot get patent. Oh my
Wow.
God, that was, it was so sad. I mean, I can't tell. It really hurt. And I was thinking, okay, we found this, and after that, last 5 years, now more than 5,000 people doing the same business, and I started that, and I couldn't
Wow.
save it.
Wow.
Well, I was thinking, okay, I'm into that business. I did technology. I can find something. I can find something. What it could be, and I travel a lot, and wherever I go, I buy the fridge magnet. I put on my fridge. Okay. And I go New York, Niagara Falls, Disneyland, or wherever. And all my friends, oh, you travel a lot, you living in the dream. And oh my God, you've been in China? Can I see the photos? Okay, let me find it out over the phone. Like 3 years ago. Oh, you've been in Dubai? Can I see the photos? Like, oh my God, that was like 5 years ago. It was really hard to find the photos.
Yeah.
An idea come up. Let's start and create the smart fridge magnet. Very first in the world. Tap your phone and see my memories over there.
That is really good.
Yeah, New York fridge magnet. Tap the New York fridge magnet, and you're gonna see my New York memories. Tap the Disneyland, you're gonna see my Disneyland memories. Or you tap the Niagara Falls. So anyway, then we search with my team for a long time. We working together as a software team, and we created a lot of products. And I'll tell you more because I don't want to take all the time. And
It's okay.
he's waiting.
This
He's
is
waiting
good.
for me to introduce something before we die. But yeah, that's the story how I got into the business.
Okay, and what about you, sir?
Okay, so my story is pretty unique. I've been in real estate and entered the energy business for the last 10 plus years. And, I went to a career fair. This year I wanted to do something different. And I saw this company called Dignity Memorial. And I went up to them and I said, okay, what do you guys do? And they're like, oh, we're in the death care business. I said,
Wait, death care
Yeah.
business.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
the funeral
Okay.
death care business. And I said, okay, wow, that's interesting. I'm like, that sounds like AI can't take my job, And so, so then I said, I talked with the managers and told them a little bit about my sales experience, and they said, we think you'd be a great fit for our organization, and we don't have anybody, from Indian American ancestry that's on our team. I said, wow, that's a massive market to tap into, especially here in Houston.
Yeah.
I said, okay, let me bring, my, all my connections, my community that I've, built through the years, and connect them to the Dignity Memorial System, and it's been fascinating to be part of this industry. I mean, people don't realize it, but how much work goes into planning a funeral, executing a funeral properly,
Mm-hmm.
all the logistics when transporting a body from the place of death to home, all the, all the staff, funeral directors, funeral service associates, the pre-planning advisors, and I mean, just there's so many components of the industry that I've got exposure to, and just going to all these funeral homes in and around Houston, seeing the operations and everything involved, it just really makes you think, wow, like this is a massive industry. It's a much needed industry, and every one of those workers that are in the industry, I mean, I salute them, and I'm proud to be part of that organization. Proud to be part of an industry like this that's helping so many families, touching so many lives.
Understood.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with a full panel. We went from home health care and healthcare in general to technology to death. I don't mean to say it like that. I do try to make a little jokes like that to kind of soften up the mood, because death is a very serious thing and it affects almost just about everyone on the planet. Ma'am, you spoke about home health care. What are some of the things that you've seen as far as trends in home health care?
So first of all, there's a home care and home health care.
Okay.
Okay, home health is like home health, hospice. They focus only on the medical part.
Mm-hmm.
They come. That's covered by Medicare. Very first thing, yes. To start,
Okay.
that's covered by Medicare insurance. When it comes to home care, it's non-medical services.
Okay.
Non-medical services are mostly if somebody is having long-term insurance, and if you do not have long-term insurance, I would highly recommend, please have the insurance. By the way, I don't sell home
It's
long-term
okay.
insurance, but yeah, it's so important, and I see every single day people are truly suffering after recently Medicare has cut down the budget
Yes,
and
significantly.
where patient could stay in hospital rehabs for 2 months. Now they are being discharged in 2 weeks. I see every single day they are not going for home care services, where we do have caregivers who work in home health hospice, who has experience in different medical healthcare conditions, and we do all the non-medical services like home health. Sorry, we cut it.
No, you're fine. No, we don't have to cut. You're absolutely fine. So
Okay.
non-medical services such as maybe bathing.
Yeah, bathing, dressing, meal preparation, and taking them to doctor's visit, making sure mental health. Because if you do not take them for a fresh walk or outside social connections, all these are so important for
But
anybody
trends.
to heal.
Yeah, but trends. What are you seeing like in the future as far as your industry is concerned? Let's say about the next 3 to 5 years.
uh, the baby boomers, right?
Yes.
They are getting retired in
Are they
next-
really retiring? Because a lot of people are looking for jobs right now and can't find them, and they are blaming baby boomers for staying on the job too long.
Yeah, so I think there was some time back, decades back, it had happened in China. Probably
It did.
similar situation is gonna come up. Will not have enough caregiver in the industry. If
Wow.
you wanna compare the need, even today, like people not going for the home care services,
Mhm.
caregiving services. This is hurting them. Coming back to the facility again and again, and this is what it is gonna hurt definitely the healthcare industry, hospital, rehabs, everywhere. Because if not going for the non-medical services, we have to understand that as age progress,
Mhm.
body declines.
Correct.
And after the age of 30, even the brain processing starts declining.
Is that why I started like forgetting things when I turned like 33? I'm just very curious
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, it's true. So as age progress, our decision making power, our brain processing, all that declines. But of course, there's a prevention technique when I was talking about social connections, meeting people, even those um, cognitive just activities or brain games. All these helps to prevent the the
Decline of cognition.
decline of the cognition. Yes, absolutely. So when we go and if we are handling the Alzheimer and dementia patient or elderly patient, that's the reason I focus on physical and mental health. And when we were talking about the trend, yes, this is where the baby boomers are getting retired, and of course, as the age progress, body will not support. They cannot do the daily activities and independent life activities, and that's where the caregiver comes into the picture.
Understood. And sir, what about trends in your industry? You know, COVID taught us not to touch things, not to hug anymore, not to stand next to each other. Where do you see in the next 3 to 5 years as far as contactless technology?
Uh, the technology always actually we lose. First of all, with the new technology, always comes with you feel in the future that comes with contactless thing, the thin phones, thin screens, and everything.
Okay.
But you always missing the part at the end. After a year, you go and loop back, and you're trying to find something what you love in your childhood or
Yes.
in the past.
Yes.
For sure. For example, even I know my son was downloading the games before, was fun, but now he said, I feel better if I buy the cassette and the card
See,
inside. So then
Old
put
school
inside.
doesn't go away.
Exactly. So it's not all about that's why my point is not just the contactless things. Even something coming up with the contactless, then we will find a way to touch something again and again. It's
Okay.
for sure. That's why we created all the product, the traditional and the technology combined together.
Okay.
That's why we created the smart greeting cards.
Okay.
People make the FaceTime each other, they call each other, right? Or they send the videos with the text message or with the email. But now we offer the people, mail your greeting card, video included. And
Okay.
there is no battery, there's no screen. Because your phone has already battery, your
And
phone has
screen.
already screen. So it's easy to produce for us. Everything about the software. There is no battery needed, RFID, NFC, and BLE chips we use for our products. So all you have to do is just tap it, and every single energy, the screen, the battery, whatever we need, power, we use your phone
Mhm.
to use our software.
And let me say this to the people that are watching. I have had the absolute experience of actually touching this man's product and watching it go to work, and it is superb. Now, I carry a dot card. I'm getting ready to throw this dot card away and get this man's product because it is a superior product. And I'm not just saying that, and I'm not trying to advertise to you. I'm talking strictly from experience. Sir, go ahead.
Thank you, I appreciate
Oh, see,
it.
he
This
has
is
it
one
right
of them.
there.
That's one of them, yeah.
It is the gold card, and it is not the Trump gold card. It is this man's gold card.
Also,
okay?
the ring as well.
Oh, yeah,
He
this is
has
the
the
ring.
ring.
And the ring.
The ring has the chip inside
Mhm.
and no battery. Are you charging your ring?
No, not at all.
Not
at all.
charging.
Yeah, so it's lifetime use. And you just tap your phone, it opens immediately your business card. This is
Great.
one of them. We have smart magnets, as I told you. We have smart photo frame. And you can, the main thing is all our products. So that comes with admin panel, and you can manage and you can change the content anytime. So
Understood.
you mail your videos, not email.
Okay. Sir?
So yeah, I mean Oz's products are amazing. I mean every event that I go to, I'm wearing my ring, and everyone's like, oh, here's my business card. I said, you're still using paper? Let me show you something cool. Where's your phone at? And then I'll tap my ring, and
Yeah.
and then they'll be like, oh wow, I got all my business card, all my social media, everything's on there. People are just super fascinated. So it's been the best tool ever.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you pick up someone's phone, do you like purposely tap it? Like
Yeah, just for fun.
Okay. Well, you know, I would say this much. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we go to that next question, I have to be fair and give you the exact same question.
Sure.
What trends do you see, unfortunately, in the field of death?
Yeah. Well,
Other than more death.
I would say another COVID. You
Eh.
never know when things changes.
Well, I do
Maybe.
have, you know, I mean, it's unfortunate, you know, COVID was definitely an eye-opener that, you know, death can occur at any age, any time. But we just live in a lot of uncertain times, and you know, I see that the funeral business has changed exponentially in the
How
fact,
so?
in the fact that now what Dignity is trying to do is we are creating a celebration of life for that individual. So we want the funeral to be a place. Yes, we understand, you know, there's going to be grief, there's going to be a lot of heartache, but we also want to celebrate that person, celebrate that person's history, the life they lived, their legacy, you know, and there's ways we can do that at the funeral, you know, by providing, you know, their favorite music, maybe, you know, prearranging what type, you know, in advance, you know, you can prearrange your music, your flowers,
Mhm.
you know, what type of sermon you want, or, you know, what, you know, who you want speaking at your event. There's so many things that you can prearrange in advance, and we want funerals to change from becoming this morbid, you know, kind of, and it grief-stricken event, you know, to becoming more of a, let's say, a celebration of life.
You know what? I think that a lot of people can agree with that. As the world changes, the world turns, people are looking for a reason to remember their loved ones without all of the grief that you're speaking about. So I think the direction and the vision and foresight that you have is spot on.
Absolutely, and I think, you know, even with the products and services Dignity is providing, as far as memorialization, are very revolutionary. Like, there's so many ways that you can memorialize your loved ones, such as putting them inside of a mausoleum or a glass niche. You know, or, you know, there's so many different types of monuments you can build for your loved one. Not you know, you can do a traditional tombstone, or you can do you know, maybe a family estate where you have all, you know, your family that's also buried there together with, you know, there's option. A lot of people are now trying to decide, should I do a traditional burial or should I go with cremation? Cremation's becoming a very big option for a lot of people.
Why?
Well, I think partially because a lot of churches and a lot of religious organizations have now accepted cremation, and on top of that, it's also a lot cheaper.
Okay, so it's economical.
Economical. Burial, you know, there's a lot of expenses involved with burying someone, you know, buying the casket, the opening and closing of the grave, to the monument, the memorialization. And so with cremation, it's, you know, more simplified, and but there's a lot of options with what you can do with your relatives' cremains. Like with Dignity, we have a program where you can even launch those cremains, and this is what I want to do, and launch them into space.
Okay, wait.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
new.
Well, I'm just trying to wrap my head around that. So my question is, like, how much does, because we talked about economic and cost.
Sure.
How much would that cost to boost or rocket throw somebody up into the heavens?
So that package, there's multiple packages. One package, you can go to the moon, and have your remains there, or you can go
It goes to
inside-
the moon?
to the moon, or to outer space, and then comes back, you know, into orbit down here to Earth. So you'll get to go see space and come back, or it can go inside the galaxy. And so
Wow.
I'm just trying to decide: should I go to the galaxy? Should I go to the moon? Should I go to outer space?
I don't know. I'm gonna
come
tell you
back
now.
home?
I'm a big sci-fi buff,
Yeah.
huge X-Files fans. I love space, And I'm gonna tell you, space is brutal.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I want to have my remains going in space. I mean, there's no air up there. Like, I don't know. But to each his own, correct?
Yeah. Well, what I told my family is once I choose that package, and this is like, it's not just because I'm in the industry, but I think it'd just be awesome. I told them that, you know, I want to choose that package, and I want to have all my relatives and all my family members and friends at an AMC theater, you know, eating popcorn.
Watching you.
Yeah, get inside a rocket.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question, ma'am.
Sure.
If there was one thing in your industry that you could go back and change, what would it be? That gives you guys the cue to kind of think about your answers.
I'm already bringing a change.
Okay. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
In which way?
Uh, my experience, I would say. So again, you know, yesterday I met a wonderful lady. She was awesome. What she was bringing me, oh, I'm writing a book on the caregivers.
Okay.
And I have gone through multiple agencies. I have changed 35 caregivers. Recently, my husband, who is in 90s,
Mhm.
he was dropped in the bathroom by caregiver.
Really?
Yeah, she did say. And I spoke to him as well, and he was telling me, hey, what type of caregiver I want. So yes, this is what I'm saying. This is what we are changing. I think mindset change from the social worker, discharge planner, and mindset change from our side. Everything cannot be a transaction. We are
This is
dealing-
absolutely true. You're dealing with people.
we are dealing with people, we are dealing with lives. This is what the healthcare is. Every single decision we make has a direct impact on people's life. If you're talking somebody, an elderly person for 10 minutes, and you're able to bring a smile on their face,
Mhm.
you change their mood for the rest of the day.
And help the stress levels for sure.
Exactly. And to answer your question, what should be the change? Like when I was talking about, people think like non-medical services are just hiring a caregiver. Maybe many of them go with the private caregiver. And of course, they do not have healthcare experience. But what we do, we are the expert. We go through the entire clinical. Oh, you know, and what is their condition? Do they have diabetes? Did they have a stroke? Whatever is the health condition, and then prepare a care plan. We do the caregiver match based on their need. If it is a stroke patient, we find a caregiver who has experience in providing the patient care with the stroke patient.
Understood.
If somebody is having Alzheimer's, if they don't understand the healthcare language, like even though if they are there, they cannot do much.
Understood.
So that is one thing. Then also social connection. It's so important. Even the one I was telling you yesterday, when I went, she said, "Oh, he's all fine. Why to hire a caregiver? Why should I pay for the private caregiver so much?" She's well-to-do, by the way.
It's okay.
Very well off. But people think that's the mindset change I'm talking about. Just because being an elderly, or when you're aging, it's not the end of the life. Life is precious. It's given by God. Everybody has a purpose, and it's
This is
a
true.
phase of life, not end of the life. We live, we work to live. We don't work or live to die. Okay,
Understood.
so whatever moment we have, we should live the life, do everything. So in caring, again, why I went with caring, because it very much resonated with who I am. Like I went through so many different companies. Again, all these home care companies are franchising, but here it resonated with what I was looking for.
Okay.
So definitely we focus on their mental health. When I say like, hey, there are, of course, when we are young, we are Superman, Superwoman, doing working in so
All
many
sorts of
di-
things.
all sort of things. But after, like, as age progress, we get retired. When we lock ourselves inside the home, we lose the confidence. So yes, there could be so many things. Okay, as age progress, you may not be able to do all your daily activity life, but as I said, it's not end of the life. There are still so many things they can do. In caring, we find things to empower them, not really looking into what you cannot do.
Understood. And so, what about you? If you could change one thing in your industry of tech, what would it be?
Okay. When I was a kid, I was so mad at with my mom.
Okay.
Because she was not following the technology. She said, okay, even she's like 40s, 50s. Oh, it is so hard for me. How to change the channel on the remote control? Mom, it's just remote control. Okay, I mean, it's easy. And I was thinking myself, okay, when I grow up, if I have a son or something, that okay, the generation difference. Okay, it's not gonna be that gap. So I will follow all the time the technology, and
Okay.
I want let them happen. And a couple years ago, similar question asked. I was sitting with some relatives, nephews, and they asked me, "Hey, if you go back in time, what would you change? What would you change?" And everyone answering, okay, I go like, everyone go like something. It's healthy, missing some families, go back. And my nephew told us, I would go back to the date of the launch Bitcoin, and that was so cheap. I would buy a lot of Bitcoin. I would be so rich right now. I was like, okay, even I follow all the technology, even I have a tech company. I mean, the generation difference is mindset is something.
Yeah.
It's different. Well, so even I say something about the technology, if I go back and change something with my end industry, so the thing is, we are one of kind in our industry. So we are creating our industry right now. That's the reality.
Okay.
Because the rest of the NFC products only exist with the business card and the Google review. That's it.
Sure.
The other ones, we filed 52 countries individually the patents for our new products. The smart greeting cards, smart fridge magnets, smart photo album, or some of them. We have smart product for Alzheimer people. If they lost, it's a wristband. So if it's lost, just tap it and call nurse, call daughter, or
It's
any
really good.
relative.
Yeah, very
And
cool.
we have smart pets products. So if it's
Great.
lost pet, just tap it and call the owner, get it home. So it says on that, tap your phone and get me home. We have smart luggage tag, and
Which is very much so needed.
So it's a lot of smart products we have. So we are actually, I just want to go in the future, and I want to see what I'm missing that right now, because we are creating our industry right now with
Great.
because people getting used to the tap technology they using their credit card and tap and pay. They use Apple Pay, Google Pay, and just tap it.
Yes.
And using that, so they're getting used to it with our technology. So when they see something like tap phone here, so they know how to tap it, and it's getting more familiar and famous for the people. And actually there is no exact answer.
Okay, and that's
But
fine.
probably if you ask me like next 2-3 years, so I would answer maybe, okay, I would go back and change something in my, because we are creating the industry right now.
Understood.
We are the very first and the one of kind in the industry.
And I can tell you now, a lot of people are wishing you the best of luck. I know I am wishing you the best of luck, because
Thank you.
tech is a very fast-paced, highly competitive industry. I do know that for a fact. And tech changes every 6 months. There's something new every 6 months. So best of luck to you on that,
Thank
sir.
you, appreciate it.
Sir, what about you? What would you change?
I think I've always been a history buff, so I love world history. I love
Okay.
U.S. history growing up, while all the rest of the kids were napping during history class. I was like, tell me more, you know. And so, I believe that everybody has a history and everybody has a story. Every human being, and so I think, you know, when I recently, after the floods, me and my wife decided to go volunteer in Kerrville, and I went to one of the cemeteries out there, and I saw that the cemetery just had the stones falling down and there's grass growing everywhere. It wasn't really taken care of, and I was like, you know, just thinking, like, each of these people have a history here.
True.
You know, and how do you memorialize that history? How do you keep that legacy, that history going, you know? And it just kind of hit me that each, you know, tombstone, each, you know, class niche that we have at our facility, every single thing you do for your, you know, loved one as soon as they pass should be memorialized with technology as well. And that's where I think, you know, just implementing some of the products that, you know, even Oz's company has created into what we're doing can help that. Like, imagine walking by a family's, you know, monument, right?
Mhm.
And being able to tap it and scan it and seeing their whole family's history, seeing, you know, videos, pictures, content of that relative, the life that they lived, you know? And so I think our industry in general, from what I've seen, you know, in the last few months that I've been in, is that it needs to embrace technology.
True.
And it needs to embrace more innovation, more creativity, more young minds, because I think there's just so much out there that we can do for our loved ones that have went away, but still keep their memory alive for their family, for their friends, for the community. Because when I think about it, you know, even my uncle this last weekend, he passed away, and he was in his 70s, super healthy, you know, went for a run, you know, and fell on his, you know, and fell down, and they weren't able to revive him. And this man had such a vast history. I mean, he came from India to the U.S. and was an engineer, an entrepreneur. You know, he owned an apartment building, and I think he had a video store at one time. Just he's done so much, and he was so well known in the community. There was over like hundreds of people at his funeral. It was people from all over the United States, from California
Wow.
to
Wow.
Texas to Illinois, and I was just amazed and shocked that everyone just came together for this event. And I'm like, you know, I want to figure out a way to memorialize, you know, and I want people to know his history, but I want everyone to be able to do that for their relative. And I think that's where I want our company to put their vision is, hey, what can we do more for people, you know, whose relatives have passed,
Mhm.
and how do we memorialize them in a better way, you know?
Understood.
And we do these built-to-suits where you can have a monument custom tailored on our cemetery sites, you know, with kind of just unique structures. And so, being from a you know, Indian background, you know, I think about the Taj Mahal, you know, and what the king did for his wife when she passed, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you can build a Taj Mahal unless you have
Some
the
people
money.
got the money.
You know, if you have the money, do it, you know. But there's so many unique ways you can memorialize, and I want people to know those options that are
Understood.
available, especially with our company.
Ma'am, how can people find you? Please let them know.
Online.
Yeah, of course online, but like, is there
Yeah.
an Instagram? Is there a website?
Yeah, we do have Facebook.
Okay.
We have website. We do have brochures. But I'll tell you how exactly this work in this industry. So basically, you know, we have big fours like hospitals,
Okay.
rehabs, skilled nursing facility, and all that.
Mhm.
So that's where
You
social worker
Oh, social
and
workers.
case
Okay.
manager, they refer companies like home health companies,
Understood.
home care companies, and basically the social discharge planner and social worker want to make sure that when they get discharged and go home,
They have someone there.
yeah, they have someone there, they are being taken care and all. But of course, it's a huge competition. There are so many companies out there. But again, caring is unique.
Okay, understood. Sir, where can people find you?
The best way is our umbrella company, as I call, like Softtech Texas.
Okay.
LLC. Softtech.texas.com is the website, so they can just click over there. They can see all our products and click by one, so they can check all the products and can reach out us.
Okay. Sir, where can people find you?
Sure. You guys can visit our website at dignitymemorial.com, or you can give me a call directly. My name is Raj Patel. Phone number is 903-237-9732.
Understand, people, do not call this man, I want to say not at the death hour. I didn't want to say that. No pun intended. But do not call this man unnecessarily, okay? It is strictly business. Please be courteous of his time. My name is Michael Thurber, photojournalist and sociologist here at VEDA World News. Again, a great panel from tech to healthcare, health aids, all the way to, unfortunately, death. We'll see you on the next one.